A lot of people think I'm arrogant. I'm not arrogant. I'm just always right.
I'm going to say that your spouse should be your best friend, and maybe they shouldn't be your bully.
My husband cuts me down. He calls me fat. He's mean and he's vulgar.
Basically, she provokes me to be that way.
Rick constantly calls me names.
I call Karen bitch,
He calls me
slut,
whore.
anything I can just to try to motivate her to lose weight.
Oh, no. All right. Couple of things to hit on here. One. She provokes me? Massive red flag. You should not be able to be provoked to be a terrible person. All that means is you're a terrible person. Second, if you want your partner to lose weight when you yourself are not a small person, kind of a red flag. Third, you bullying someone is not motivation. I don't know how to tell your person you want them to lose weight. I don't. I think you could be like, hey, I want to go to the gym. Do you want to come with me? Will you come with me? Not a bunch of things I'm not going to say when you yourself are.
When Karen and I got married, she was well within my standards.
He calls me a fat pig. He tells me Jenny Craig is on the phone.
The issue with Karen being fat is that it's not the girl that I married.
Are you the person she married? How long have you guys been together? She married a bully. She married a bad person. And that sucks for her. And I hope she finds her way out.
He opens up magazines and shows it to my daughter and says, wouldn't you like mommy to look like this?
That's not good. That's not okay. That is not okay. That is not okay. That is not okay. There's no way to justify that.
Sometimes I just do it to just piss her off.
Why?
Bet you do.
One, I have already stopped this video like 4 times in 30 seconds. First off, you should never do anything to just antagonize your partner for the sake of antagonizing them. I cannot think of a single time where I've been like, I want to make Lee mad today. Never. Yeah, you're going to destroy the kids too. Also, this is gross. You want to get a pizza? I'll bet you do. Dude, you're sitting in a chair. I think there's a beer in his hand. Like, he's not a small dude.
You gained like 20 pounds.
One of the reasons my wife Karen is so fat is she's unmotivated. She's unathletic. Karen and I argue at least daily about her weight.
My husband and I have argued to the extent where it has gotten violent.
She has thrown things at me, slapped me, hit me, and I won't do anything to her unless I'm provoked or hit first. It'll get to a point where we're just wrestling on the ground and eventually somebody gets hurt.
That's not good. There's nothing good about this, dude.
Out in public, he looks at other women and says to me, why can't you look like her? She looks nice, look at her. And it's just so degrading to me.
Karen isn't very good at putting makeup on.
He thinks I wear my eyeliner too heavy. He thinks I wear my eyeshadow too thick.
Sometimes when she puts makeup on, it's so thick I call her a whore.
Bro, what?
Shut up.
There is nothing positive about this relationship. Leave him. Take the kid.
I put pictures of half-naked women on the computer as a screensaver to try to entice my wife to lose weight.
When my husband puts those...
First off, let's get into the mentality of what this man is doing. He's saying, I look at other women so that my wife gets jealous and decides to look like that for me. You are not a prize, dude. You are not a prize. You are unfortunately the person she married and she deserves better. You want her to work up to your standards when you are not anyone's second choice, third, fourth, fifth, or sixth. People marry the wrong people all the time. It happens. There's no way this guy wasn't like a dick. Right? Because if he's speaking to her like this now, he's definitely spoken about other people like this before. He's definitely made comments.
half-naked pictures of women on that computer screen, that really hurts.
Karen tries to get intimate with me, and I tell her, get away from me. You
That's
disgust me.
wild.
Rick and I haven't had sex in over 2.5 years. Whenever I get near him, he motions his fist at me like he's gonna punch me until I get away.
I refuse to have sex with her till she gets under 200 pounds.
When I'm eating, he says to me, are you supposed to have that? And that just makes me want to go in the bathroom or my bedroom where he can't see me, and I'll eat what I want to eat. When he goes to work, he tells all of his coworkers what I weigh and how disgusting that I am. And it's embarrassing.
I told her.
There's too much going on there. I can't touch on all of that. I don't trust people who speak ill of their partners in general. I think there's a difference between like criticism and just talking badly about someone. But also when you criticize your partner, it should be to them. If your partner is like saying something you don't like if your partner is making fun of you in a way that you don't like, you could tell them that. If your partner is bigger than she once was, you can find a way to say that to her in a way that maybe isn't awful. You shouldn't go around your coworkers and say any of that. You would never catch me speaking about any person I've ever been with like that. Watching your mom having to hide and eat is awful. Like, this is when he grows up, his daughters are not going to talk to him. Yeah. Also that, like, if one of my coworkers was like, "Oh, dude, my wife is so fat and ugly," I would be like, "Okay, are you married to yourself, dude? Like, chill." Cause he's fat.
Fat ass could sit in between the two cars. She could drive out there with us.
I am tired of Rick treating me this way. It is hurtful.
The only reason Karen and I are still married is there's kids involved.
I
Their
just would
kids,
rather
yeah.
stay with this marriage and work it out because of the kids.
The kids are growing up seeing this and thinking it's normal. You want your kids to end up in your relationship? No.
Karen is the problem in this marriage. A lot of people think I'm arrogant. I'm not arrogant. I'm just always right. Karen always says the only person out there that's going to save our marriage is Dr. Phil.
I don't know how to respond to this man. You're obviously not always right. Also, Dr. Phil, like Dr. Phil is going to save your marriage, dude. Dr. Phil, I hope to God, Dr. Phil is like, "Brother, you're the problem," but he's not going to believe him.
Let's see if he can.
Well, I don't know whether I can. I don't know whether I should. I
You
don't know
shouldn't.
whether I want to.
I don't think
But
you
that-
want to.
That won't be my decision whether y'all go forward or not. But you have a theory. This is motivational, you say?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm just unhappy with her or the situation that we're in. I'm trying everything, and obviously it's not working. She's just
You didn't try everything. You bullied her. And she shut down.
not as motivated as I am. And I don't know if that's because when I grew up, I was athletic and she wasn't. You
Okay, what about now, dude? What about now? What about now? What about now? I don't have anything smart to say. I'm just annoyed by this man.
know?
She's just not as motivated as you are.
No.
How much do you weigh?
You
dude?
got a mirror at the house?
Yes, I
No, seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously, you got a mirror at the house? I calculated both of your body mass index.
Which, by the way, BMI is a scam.
Your body mass index, and this is bad when it goes up, normal is 18.5 to 24.9. Yours is 33.6, so you are overweight. You're in the obese category.
I agree.
Yours is 38.4. So what do you mean she's not as motivated as you? You're more overweight than she is.
Yeah, but I can
Yeah, but you can what? You can what?
take it off anytime I want to.
Then go ahead. Then go. Oh, he just said I can take it off anytime I want to. Go ahead, dude, or you're not motivated. God, that is infuriating.
I can take it off anytime
You
I
can
want to.
take it off anytime,
Anytime.
but you just don't want to.
No, I think it's because I don't see her doing it. She always wants
No, stop blaming other people, dude. Do what? Oh. At this point, I would almost rather have him shed the weight and then start seeing other people.
to work together with us.
So it's her fault you're fat. Why are you putting up with this?
Kids.
I just feel that my children love the both of us, and if I just feel that if we separated, that it would hurt the kids emotionally. My husband Rick controls me. He orders me around the house, tells me what to do, tells me where I can't go. He controls everything I do, and he controls what the kids do too.
My wife Karen thinks I'm controlling. I am controlling. Somebody has to control her. When it comes to
That's
housework,
weird,
I'm
dude.
old-fashioned. I think a woman should take care of the house.
My husband
So
thinks
you're
I'm a
misogynist.
terrible housekeeper.
Every time I look at my wife Karen, she's either sick.
What does he do for this relationship? All he does is criticize. He doesn't help around the house. He's probably not raising the kids good. I don't know what he does for work, but she probably also has a job.
Sitting, laying, or doing absolutely nothing around the house when there's really work to be done.
tells me to do this now, chop, chop.
When I see there's something that needs to be done, I leave her a honey-do list, and I expect it to be done when I get home from work.
He'll leave me notes to clean the house, and I do clean the house. However, it's never to his expectations. Says dressers, do it right. Is dishwasher clean? If so, empty it. Towels are in
wild.
the dryer, fold. Dust, dust, dust. I'm not Rick's slave, I'm his wife. Rick controls the money. He doesn't give me an allowance. I have to sell items on eBay to have money to spend for myself.
Okay, so he's also monetarily abusive, financially abusive.
For things that I need.
If she'd just do what I tell her, we wouldn't have any problems.
If she would just do what I tell her, we wouldn't have any problems.
Yeah. She just, it's mostly, I think it's mostly upbringing. You know, I'm city boy.
She's a rural area, you know, it's the way your family
What?
raises you and all that, and there's a lot of things she don't know. And I knew that when I met her.
You've got better breeding than her, so you're just trying to raise her up to your level so the family can be better.
Well, I was hoping to do that.
This is one of his to-do lists, right?
Correct.
Right. Dr. Phil was not serious when he said that. He was not. He was trying to that was very obviously a joke, and the man was like, I was trying.
This is
That's
one
one
of
of
them here.
many that he leaves me.
Yeah, and you brought this to show us, so we'd know what it is you're guiding her on.
Yeah, I said it was
You've
all right to
got
bring
dust, dust, dust all around the corner, so you want the house dusted.
I don't think in 2 years his house has
Yeah,
been dusted.
when men talk to other men.
Nick's dressers, do it right. Is dishwasher clean? If so, empty it. Towels are in the dryer, need to be folded.
I have to leave these notes for her. Otherwise, she can't figure out on her own what to do.
You don't like the way she does the house and the laundry? And
No, absolutely not. No.
You work,
Yes.
and you work.
Correct.
Ah, I told you. She also works. So then, wait, why doesn't she have money? Is she spending her money? Is she the one paying bills?
Both full-time,
Both
Right.
full-time.
Both full time.
but you're supposed to do all of this other work under your supervision. So your second job is supervisor.
Oh, no. I'll be more than happy
and
to
your
do.
second job is laborer.
Yes.
Well, okay. All right, I'm beginning to understand your thinking. What I'm trying to get to, you said you're not arrogant, you're just always right.
Well, when it comes to her, yeah.
Oh, dude.
Actually,
This
you
man
said I'm arrogant
deserves to be
because
alone.
that's the way I was born.
The part that is surprising about this is the fact that they haven't had sex in 2.5 years. Because normally, one of the main complaints from the men in situations like this is that they're not sleeping together enough. I guess he's calling her disgusting and sticking by it. I wonder if he's had sex with anyone else in the past 2.5 years.
I think I grew up arrogant, whether it was with women or anything else. I was always taught, if there's somebody better than you, just do something, get on top of that person.
So you
Be
just,
as best as you can.
So you're just pretty proud of the way you turned out.
No, not necessarily.
Well, I mean, you say I'm right. I'm always right. If she'll just do what I say, she would be fine.
But it's true. I mean, I'll give you a good example. You pull the clothes out of the dryer. I was taught, put them on your bed. Why? Because you're going to go to bed later, so to get in your bed, you're going to have to fold them. She'll put them on the couch. They'll be there 2-3 days. Oh, yeah, they'll get folded one day, then the next day.
I don't fold my clothes. I don't. All right? Stop it. But why don't you get yourself into a relationship with someone who wants to fold their clothes every day? And then it's not a problem. You know what I like about Lee? Her clothes are everywhere. I can deal with that.
They'll make it to the table. Then she'll take half of them and put them away. The next day, the half of them put away. When I take care of it in one day, 3-4 loads, when it takes her one load, and it takes 4 days to do
So
one
she
load.
puts the clothes on the couch instead of the bed.
Yeah.
Well, I'll alert the media. He says if kids weren't involved, he'd be gone. He'd be out of there. You realize that's what he says?
He's never told me that before.
And he told
Leave
us
them,
that
Chippy.
more than once. True?
He told me he wasn't worried
I
about
miss
it.
this.
Involved, he'd be gone. He'd be out of there. You realize that's what he says?
He's never told me that before.
And he told us that more than once. True?
He told me he wasn't worried about child support.
That's not what you told us.
No.
You told us that if it wasn't for the fact that she would stick you through the hell of child support, that you'd be out of there so fast it'd make your head spin.
For that and for the reason that I'd have my kids only half the time, and
I don't think they'd be raised right.
And then they're not being raised right in this
He's paying child
situation.
support on one other son. Why not 2 more?
Oh!
Well,
I want to know what's going on with the son. How old are they? Was this like fully before?
so look, here's the problem with your theory. Here's the problem with your theory of inspiration and management, is what you do does have a profound effect on people. I wrote it down for you. Can I have the graphic? There's been a lot of research done on people that manage others the way you do, and here's the result of verbal and emotional abuse. The person starts to distrust their own spontaneity.
That's a
They
big
lose it.
thing. That is such a big thing. Distrust of one's own spontaneity. Like when you used to be able to like ask your partner questions or be like, hey, can we go do this? Or like just feel comfortable in doing something new, cleaning a new way, making new food. You can't do that anymore because you're so scared of the criticism of just being shut down.
Enthusiasm. They
I'm
become
joking.
uncertain of themselves. Constant concern that there's something wrong with you when you get pounded on all the time. A loss of self-confidence, growing self-doubt, an internalized critical voice where they start doing it
I hope she does decide that she wants to lose weight. And I hope she gets really, really fit. And I hope she leaves him. Just straight leaves him.
for you. When you're not there, they pick at themselves. Fear of just being crazy. Reluctance to ever come to any conclusions, and they have a strong desire to just escape or run away. Now, the results of this, and this comes from the Center for Relationship Abuse Awareness. They compiled all this, so this isn't just they or me. I thought I'd use somebody else's words here. That's the result of your theory. If you'd checked this out a little bit, you might have found out that that's the result of your theory. So that doesn't work, does it?
No, no.
And that's all pretty accurate, wouldn't you agree?
I would agree.
That's just kind of that's just kind of the way you respond, as anyone would.
Mm-hmm.
You don't love her, do you?
Deep down, I do.
Oh my
Do you
God.
believe-
Imagine your spouse. You don't love her, do you? Deep down, I do. Underneath the 38 BMI index.
Believe that you are an abuser?
Yes, I do.
Okay, because I'm telling you, you are married to an abuser.
I know that.
He's not just rude. He's just not just ignorant. He's not just lacking upbringing. He is a bully. He is an abuser. Big word, abuser. He is an abuser. You are being
I've
abused.
told him that in the past.
You're being abused daily. He said, but for the fact that you would make him pay for his own children, and these kids, one of whom you've referred to as a bitch, would be
Your
with
kid?
you instead of him part of the time. But except for that, he would dump you. So what do you say?
I didn't know that.
You can't stay with someone for the sake of your children and then let them verbally abuse your children.
Wait,
But you know it now. What's your reaction to it now that you know it?
It just makes me want to walk away and never come back.
Here's the deal. The only way an abuser can abuse someone is he has to isolate them. Because if he gets them away from other people where they don't have any support or input, then he can bully them and overpower them. But when that abused person starts to get around friends, family, church, professionals, others who say, whoa, wait a minute. You've been putting up with this so long you don't even recognize it, but I'm telling you this is abuse and there's more to life than this. Then they lose their power. You're here with me. I'm trying to educate you. And I'm telling you that this is abuse. And your level of insight is very low. See, some people, I could point all of this out. They could see themselves on video. They could hear me characterize it back to them. And they would go, oh my God, I have so spun out of control. I have so gone over the high side. I am so just doing the wrong thing here. I get it. I'm ashamed. I've got to change this. I've got to fix that.
I've had that
You've
happen.
spent the entire time justifying it.
You know immediately when someone's talking about their partner's weight when they're bigger than their partner that that's not someone who's reasonable. Like they're not going to get it.
Don't really see it. You really believe that despite the fact that there are terrible results, that you think you're right. I mean, you're that arrogant. You think that the reason that you're right, she's just too dumb to get it. I mean, really, if she just perk up a little and get with the program, you could lead everybody out of this maze.
Well, I don't
right?
want to come right out and say that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Okay.
And I don't say that to be arrogant. It's the truth. You can't change somebody, you know. And I understand
that's
that.
my fear.
But I thought I could.
That's
I thought
my
I
fear,
could.
that you can't change somebody, because you're the one that I'd want to.
Yeah.
But they say you can't change somebody. How are you going to change me?
He just said
if
he
you could,
can't.
I'd appreciate
I
it.
can't change you, but you can make a change. Let me tell you, you're going to do exactly the same thing to your children that you're doing to her.
Another issue here is if he changed all of his actions, it still would not make him love her again. And she's stuck. We're going to assume that she loves him, and she probably does. But if he's gone, he's gone. Like, he's not going to fall in love with you. So that too. I'm sure that he could just not make up for it and she would forgive him.
And they're going to grow up as broken spirits.
I don't think so. I love my children.
Yeah, you loved her too, but you're just a right fighter.
Yeah,
and you got to start paying attention to the fact that what you're doing is not working.
No,
It's
I
not
agree.
working.
It's not working.
It's not working. So you got to recognize I must be wrong because it isn't working. Now, I am willing. I don't know what you want to do, but let me tell you what I want to do. I want to arrange resources for both of you separately. I don't want you in couples therapy at this point. That's just now, if the people that I put you in contact with, if they decide that's what you need to do, then respect that and follow them. I think you need some individual time with a skilled counselor, and I think you do too. Because I think you've got to get centered up before you make decisions about what you want to do. I mean, I would love to say, I could ask you right now, if you had it and you're going to not take this anymore and you're going to walk away, and you'd say yes and everybody would clap and we'd all be happy and rah, rah, rah. But you got 2 kids at home, you got decisions to make, you got financial considerations. There's a whole lot of complexity that goes into this issue, and I want you to have someone to help you without him banging on you from the side to think through that. If I make those resources available to you, will you embrace them?
I sure will.
And if I make resources available to you, will you embrace them?
I'll do anything that I need to do to change.
Well, we're going to give you that opportunity, and then we're going to follow up with you, okay?
All right, listen, in conclusion, marrying the wrong person happens all the time. That's okay. Staying with them for the sake of your children, that's not helping your children. That's an excuse. Let's get out of here.